Hello, people. Okay, it's cold as hell. Honestly, I know. I'm in Chicago. I'm in the south part of northern Chicago, or the west part of northern Chicago. Yeah, it's cold as hell. You see it up in my jacket. Oh, this is my 14. I think it's $14. This jacket was cheap, but it's nice and fur. That's $14. Something like that. It's cheap as hell. I got this jacket on. I got my hat on. I just went in Morris again. I like this little TA because they got that little restaurant, and I love their damn salad bar. I really, honestly, I probably could just do their salad bar. Let me see. Y'all knows. Let's see. Oh, that's too much. Oh, that's better. Anyway, let's get some light on. Okay, y'all can see me. Let's get another light on. Okay. Alright, that's better, huh? Anyway, y'all. Oh, this right here was one of my other finds. I think it's like $15 too. It's Tommy Hilfiger Big Men's. So y'all see I got a bunch of things. And the truck gets to idle tonight because y'all see the imprint from that? If it's under 35 degrees, they let it idle. I just gotta get out of here. Last night, I don't know how many times I got up last night. I ain't sleep good. Getting up, idling the damn truck because the CPAP kept because the inverter goes out because the batteries don't stay charged. Crazy as hell. Anyway, hold on, y'all. Whew. Oh, Father in heaven, thank you. Whew. Couple of topics. So, I don't know what I'm gonna name this one yet. Oh, I might call it my random. So I have worked in trucking for a total of about 4 years, 4.5 years, whatever. Y'all gotta pray. Get my hair going. Right. Um, I have never had a random drug screening. So I sent a message to my driver manager because I was wondering, because I got delivered to Wally World here in Illinois, and I was wondering, and I'm pissed this load is light. Oh, and I'm just about 2 hours outside, so I have to do a sleepover split. So I have to get up about 2 in the morning tomorrow, head out of here at 3. I'm 2 hours outside of where I'm supposed to deliver to. Preferably, don't have a lot of Illinois drama getting there. Thank God it's an outskirt city. It's not in Chicago. Because if it was, it's going to be late and we have to drop it in Bolingbrook so I can move on because I got a really good run going to the West Coast. Because they got a big winter storm coming in here this weekend. I won't be popping. And they gave me a nice run. And look, as much as I hate California, but it's San Diego. I've not done any run in San Diego except for with my trainer because he lived in San Diego. And actually, we dropped it somewhere, and then I was on my hours. We bobtailed into his house. We had to bobtail somewhere. We slept, so I think he didn't want to wake up his wife and his son. They've got a unique family, but so anyway, that's the only time. And then I stayed in there. I had some really good sushi there. Wish I knew that damn sushi restaurant because it was actually quite good. I also like that sushi I had up in my favorite so far of sushi though, Sparks, Nevada. Oh, you can eat sushi. I put a video on there. That was the truth. Last night I got my shower over at Flying J and it was nice. Let me talk about that real quick, and then I'll come back to my random. So last night I drove this truck from Carolinas, North Carolina, through the Smoky Mountains, through a whole bunch of damn rain, all the way through Kentucky, from Carolinas, from North Carolina, all the way through the Smokies, all the way into Kentucky. Rain, rain, and more rain. I drove this damn truck that entire distance. Okay? Oh, Lord Jesus. By the time I got done, I was beat. So I ended up stopping. I was trying to get to Indiana. last night, and everything. I'm a big one for everything happened for a reason. I didn't make it. I was whooped, and I could tell my speed kept slowing, slower and slower. Plus, I started having winds, and this load is only 13,000 pounds. So we talked about winds, right? So driving a 13,000 pound load in the wind is hellish. Now, the winds were between 15 and 18 miles per hour, but they had gusts up to 30. Now, I have enough in there to hold me down. Now, if it had been past 30, we wouldn't be driving. But I got enough to hold me down in the box. What the problem is the wind keeps pushing, so you have to fight against the wind. As Bill said, you got to push back. And so I had to do a lot of pushing back, and I was just tired. I was beat. Um, yeah, I'm losing my hair big time. I'm gonna just probably say this shit off and go with a fade. Um, I ended up um staying in somewhere in Kentucky. It was just I was 20, 30 miles from the border of Indiana, and it was a flying J that was tight as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. So when I got there, I had paid for a pilot the night before reserved parking, and I had a receipt from there. So I knew I was gonna shower there, and I was gonna have to pay for another because there was hardly any parking. And I pulled into a reserve spot, and I just put my other ticket up. Mainly, I put it up because my goal was to go in, pay for a reserve, and pay for a shower, because my company doesn't fuel at Pilot or Flying J. At least my division, I have not. Um, I get to Pilot or Flying J, and I go. Well, I've got my shower bag together, got my clothes together, and once I walked in, I told the guy, I said, "Look, I'm here to fuel," and he said, he goes, "Ma'am, we don't. I'm not fueling. I'm here to get a shower, and I want to pay for reserve parking." He said, "Man, we don't have any more reserve parking." Now, when I had come in, there was a dude out there doing the checkboard, checking out the trucks, and then you have to have your receipt in the window. But they also usually have a list of what trucks supposed to be out there. So I left my receipt there because my goal was to take the shower. I just didn't want them to get all crazy if the receipt wasn't in there. I had a receipt from the night before for a different one, but I was gonna put the new one up in there. So when I'm going in to go get the shower, you tell how good God is. God tells me, he says, we don't have any more reserve parking. I'm like, oh, damn. So I figured I'm still gonna do my shower and then go out and just move the truck. Now to make a park because there was hardly anything. So lo and behold, I didn't have no shower, so I was gonna pay for the shower. Shower was like $12, whatever, $15, whatever. He said, you ain't got no shower on this card. I said, unfortunately, no, I don't have any. He's like, I'm gonna give you a shower, bruh. And then the brother behind me, another driver, he said, sis, you ain't got no showers? I said, we don't fuel, my company don't fuel here. I said, but I'm done for the night, man. I'm burnt. He said, she can have one of my showers. He said, no, I already got her. So the cashier gave me a shower. So nice. So I got my shower, come back out to the truck, and I'm getting ready to move the truck. But there's no note, no nothing. And I'm still sitting there. And they had already gone through. And so I was like, well, if they tell me to move, I move. I was going to pay. And nobody came and told me to move. So I crawled above with sleep. So I got reserved parking for free last night. Thank you very much, y'all, for not bugging me. And I got a free shower, which I really needed a shower because if I don't get a shower after a while, my body starts itching. I can't stand dirt on my body. I can't stand. I don't know how people go like weeks. Like I see some of these trucker guys, they be like weeks. They ain't take a shower. How the hell you do that? Shit, I go 2 days and I'm itching, right? Anyway, um, so I knew I would be here, and I could have got to the shipper tonight, But Wally World, you know how they are about getting there early. So Wally World can't get there early, and I don't know if they have any parking near there. And the closest truck stop I could find was a Pilot Flying J. Well, the problem with that is if I drive there and I stop, then I might not have the hours in the morning to get to what's the place called? Wally World. So I had a fuel here in Morris at the TA, which I like, and they got the art place. So what I'm gonna do is have to get up in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, open up the windows, and haul my butt down the street at 3 o'clock to be there by 6 something in the morning. So I should have enough time because I got at least 3 hours left on my clock. Let me see. I got 3 hours left. Yeah, I got 3 hours and 8 minutes left on my clock. So, on my driving clock. Let's see what I had on the work day clock. I see what I had. Well, I think it automatically gives you the 14 hours. So I got 3 hours and 8 minutes. I'm like an hour and 50 minutes out. So I had an extra hour to help me get there in time. So I'll head out at 3 in the morning. So anyway, my driver manager called. She said, well, she called up and then sent a message. Well, I thought she was responding to me asking, do we have because my company does do some dedicated for Walmart. So do we have a dedicated terminal there? Because if I do, then I could drive there and probably just stay on the facility. Well, she tried to call me and I got the 2 phones right now. So now I called her back because I was driving and I'm fighting the wind. And she said, hey, girl. I said, hey. She says, well, you probably know what this is. I got to read you this disclosure. Disclosure? She's like, yeah, you've been randomly selected for alcohol drug screening. I'm like, oh, cool. I never had one of those. Y'all, I'm not alcoholic and I'm not a drug user. So never have. I've never done anything other than what's prescribed to me. Other than alcohol, I like wine and stuff on when I'm home. I know not to do that when I drive. That's crazy as hell, especially a commercial vehicle. I would have problems with that. I got problems with anybody else doing that. It's crazy as hell. But, so, they had me. Well, I can't show y'all because it showed the name of my company. Here, let me do this for y'all. So they had me do that. Y'all see that? U.S. Department of Transportation alcohol testing form, right? And then, I can't because it shows my company. I'm gonna have to do it this way. So then, they have you. This is my test results. I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all see that? See the zeros? I don't know if you can see the zeros right there. Alright, so I guess what they do is they do 2 types of tests, which I didn't know. Again, I drove for almost 4 years now, and it's the first time I've ever been random. And you can either do the piss test, you can do both, or you can do a breathalyzer. Remember what I was saying y'all about mouthwashes? Act. So today, I got the breathalyzer. I didn't have to do both. I had to piss in the cup. So she said, you got to be to this place in Indianapolis within an hour and a half. How far it was. I was only 40 minutes from it. Maybe a little bit longer because it took forever fighting the wind to get the frick there. So I got there and did my random drug screening. You got to blow into the thing. But here's the kicker. It's consensual. Anyway, so I told them I'm with XYZ company and I'm here for a drug screening. She says, something's wrong with their printer. I said, okay. She said, fill out this form. I have my ID. I fill out the form. I give it to them. All I'm going to be doing is blowing into something. Even if I piss in the cup, it don't take that long, right? It don't take that long. I waited 1 hour to blow into a tube. Anyway, we'll get there. So while I'm there, my driver manager sent me an email. She said, let me know when you're done. I said, girl, you would think they have a quick lane for what I got to do. I just got to blow in a tube. I already know it's going to be. I said, this is going to take all of a minute because I'm clean. I already know that, right? It took an hour. And she called because I think like 30, 40 minutes had gone by. And she called. And my oldest 2 people ahead of her. 2 people turned like 20 people ahead of me. Apparently, once I got back to the room, because I had to go up there and ask, because I probably would have been sitting longer. Once I got back to the room, the lady who did me, Sarah, thank you, she explained. Next door to the Concentra is a temp agency. That temp agency, when they do their little interviews of temporaries, they send all these folks over there, and then they have to be back by 5 o'clock. So the Concentra puts them as a priority to get them in and out. So 15, 20 people went before I did, and I had to sit there for a freaking hour. And I arrived before all the people, because originally when I walked in, there was only 5 people in there. Wasn't a lot of us. And lady said, she said, I know, she said, it don't make no sense. She said one day they were tied up for almost 2 hours, drug testing all these people that this company sent over. Crazy as hell. You need a quick lane. I can blow across the counter. That paperwork should have been done. See, this is why I don't manage anymore, because there's stuff like that kind of stuff right there irritates me because it makes no damn sense. So anyway, yeah, I blew zero, which obviously I would blow zero. That would be fine. Um, One last subject I want to talk to, and I watched a video today by a driver. This is the one I was talking about. I told his friend good luck. But I like some of his videos because he is logical on most things. It just kind of takes me off with that little thing. But he was at a TA. He said he was asleep, and he heard scuffling. So he got up, and these two guys were fighting. They were fighting because the driver next to him was a drive-in, and the guy he was fighting with was a reefer, an APU user. And it brings up a good point, and I'm going to say this to you guys. When I drive, I can sleep with. I grew up with noise. I like to listen to TV when I go to sleep. I don't like dead silence. I like to have noise when I'm sleeping. I can't explain that. It's just how I am. Everybody's different. So like even in my apartment, I always sleep with TV on. I have to have noise. I can't dead silence. I don't know why. It just bothers me. Um, so the reefer running doesn't bother me, and it gives a vibration to the truck that doesn't bother me. Um, I don't like when it has no noise. Okay. The video he did, he said he woke up in the middle of the night and heard scuffling. Well, these two drivers were arguing about to fist fight because one driver, he was pissed off because his guy's APU and reefer were running. And, this is where it's a good point. People, it's reefer. It's a refrigerated unit. It's APU. It's trucking. You're going to have noise from the people coming in with their jake brakes. You're going to hear that. People backing in and parking, beep, 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 or honk, honk to let you know they're backing. You can't dictate at a truck stop what kind of sleep environment you want. Now, what you can do is find the forest freaking area in the parking lot in the back and take your ass on back there where most people don't want to be because they don't want to have to walk all the way to the front and park next to a bunch of drive-ins who don't want to, private people who don't want to get their trucks hit, stuff like that. Go park, because there's usually a section of drivers. I'm noticing now doing the reefer corridor, most of the reefers, we fluffy, and we park in the close. We don't want to walk all the way up. So reefers tend to park together. Drive-ins, y'all park together. Flatbeds, y'all park together. APUs usually park in the reefers because they can, or even they might park in their APU. These things are going to make noise. You're going to hear the engine start. It's going to make noise. So you can get some earplugs, work that out, or take you some sleeping tablets like the TV watcher girl did that I rode with. She did and she took a sleeper tablet, something to put her to sleep, which was crazy as hell. Because anyway in hell I trained somebody and didn't have my ears. You can't hear what the hell I'm doing. I can tell you the truck is on or it's on fire. It don't matter. Fire. I'm gonna be talking about what's called a jump out bag, and I'll probably do that later. I'm on a group I'm on 3 different groups, but one of them is called Black CDL Holders. And if you are black, you watch this channel, I challenge you that if you're on Facebook, sign up for that because it's actually a cool little group. There's a lot of good stuff that comes out of that. I was on another one, but they had some sexual stuff on it. I don't want to see that. That's beyond my scope. I don't want to see your whatever the hell you advertising. So I quickly removed myself. And that was another group that was kind of a trucking group, but it was way too. I was like, I'm like my first thing that they included me. I was like, boop, remove me, take me. I don't need to follow your group. That's just not what I'm in it for. Um, the There was a girl with CFI, black girl, on this a couple days ago, and she showed her truck was on fire. It was a nice new truck too, and I think it might have been a KW. It was a KW, and the truck was it KW or International? One of the two. I can't remember. I have to look at it. Truck was on fire. She lost everything in it, and I said, you know what? The only blessing is that she does have her life. But what it did tell me is I need to have what's called a jump out bag. And a jump out bag means I probably put my backpack up here with my laptop. I have I have my birth certificate and my what else with me? My birth certificate and my passport with me, and my wallet. And all that is enough that if something happens, I can grab it and jump out this truck. And then if the whole truck catch on fire, I mean, I can replace clothes, I can replace shoes, but those critical documents, your wallet, your ID, those are just right there for me to do this with. So I'm gonna challenge y'all: create yourself a jump out bag. And yeah, it's unfortunate she lost everything in there. I hope she got at least her ID out of it, but the biggest thing that she got out of it was her life. And I mean, it was bad. It was her truck was on fire. It was bad. Um, what else? Oh, and then we had people, and I mentioned this in a video regarding somebody who put the landing gear too low, or whatever. They did something. They drug the landing gear bit it. A video about a young girl who was back in the truck, and the landing gear was down. All these people were like, oh, she landing gear. Da, da. But they didn't realize it was up just enough. So what she did is she was backing it in between a tight space where she couldn't get in between and roll the landing gear down. If you have that happen, old school method, people, you basically, the best way I tell you to do it, go ahead and lower your airbags. Lower your airbags. Roll your landing gear down. Okay. Then raise your airbags back up, so you'll see that your landing gear is off the ground. Leave it there. Back it into the hole. Then all you have to do is leave enough to grab the fifth wheel handle, unhook your airlines. You don't have to go roll the landing gear, but it's in there good enough. And that way, the next person, all they have to do, matter of fact, this trailer right here, I had to do that with. I can tell that wherever they had backed it, it must have been tight because it was lower. So I had to drop my airbags in order to hook to this trailer. There's nothing wrong with that. So then when I did that, I just lifted up and then I just had to roll the landing gear. It's a smart move. And it's easier in my opinion. Anyway, peace, y'all.